Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I've got a little project that I want to do today, but before I get into that I just wanted to give you a little, or not so little, look at my Christmas present which my husband and a very good friend and her husband went shares in buying for me for Christmas. And so to my friend, you know who you are. I haven't checked with you whether you were okay with me saying your name, so I'm not going to say it at this point, but you know who you are. I thank you so much. It is incredible. It's a A3 size guillotine. I cannot fit it all in the camera, so I've kind of got it sitting so that you can see the top of it here at the moment. So it's a Leader brand. I don't know if you'll be able to see the label in the middle. Yes, you can. So Leader is the brand. This is a metric one, so it's got measurements across the top here in centimetres. It has this paper guard here, which has got a little lever on it to release it, so you can slide it to where you want it and then lock it in place. So quite simple, and it holds really nicely and firmly, which I was quite pleasantly surprised. It is plastic, it's not metal, but that part is really quite stable. It has lines on it here for different sizes of paper going in both directions, so A6 this way and A6 this way, and then A5 in both directions, and then A4, and then B4, which I'm not actually sure what B4 is. It's not something I have used, but that's okay. And then we've got A3, so it doesn't have the A3 width this way, but like that's not a problem. I'm probably not going to be cutting A3 anyway, but definitely could be cutting 12 by 12, and this is plenty big enough for 12 by 12. 12 by 12 from memory is like 30 centimetres, and this goes up to 35.3 centimetres. So plenty of width there to do a 12 by 12 sheet, which is awesome. Other features is this part, which you can kind of see. This part here is a plastic guard that the guillotine handle goes up and down on. So can you see the movement there of the blade? It's really hard because I can't show it all in camera. Maybe if I shuffle it forward a bit, I don't know whether that helps. So it's got this plastic guard which I had to attach when I got it. It was separate, came with a screwdriver and 2 screws. And then the guard sits on top of two, like where the screws screw in, two, like, I'm not sure whether they're rubber or plastic or what they are, but 2 little lugs that allow the guard to go up and down. So that's what you push on to hold your paper in place. And chop. So that is my new guillotine. It is a huge beast. Like, it's definitely not one I'll be using on camera because, as you can see, I can't even fit it all in camera. But when I'm prepping papers off camera, when I'm doing multiple chops of something, it's just going to be so useful. So I thought, well, since I've got it set up, there's also a little lock mechanism on the blade to lock it down when you're not using it, just a little safety feature. So I've got to remember to take that off when I need to use it. My little one doesn't have that little safety lock. So I've just got a sheet of a calendar here, which I've already done a few sort of test cuts on. So I'm just going to lift the blade here, slide it in, and let's go A5 width. So line it up on my A5 line here and against the top to make sure it's all straight, and then holding down the plastic guard and chop. I mean, you know how a guillotine works, but it's not complete if I don't give a little demo, is it? So beautiful, clean cut, really nice action, super easy. Like, how how much easier could you get? So for my project today, I want to be using cardstock. Oh, and it's got a mark on it, but never mind. We can choose to work around that. So I want to do some stamping. So I'm just going to measure how wide the stamp I want to use. Now I've got to decide whether I use, am I even in camera? There we go. Maybe that's a bit better. This one or this one. I'm kind of tossing, maybe this one. It'll give me a few more options, I think. So it's widest point is just over 6 centimeters. So I want to make sure, let me lift up the blade. I want to make sure that I'm working at least 6 centimeters wide. So let's go 7. Go 7 there. And hold it. Oops, I've got things in the way on the other side that are pushing it back where I don't want it. So let's try that again. Hold it in place. And yay! I just love new tools. It's so exciting. Now I want it also to be the height of my page. So let's work out. This is my little Lavender Tea journal that I've begun work on but haven't got very far. So I'm just going to kind of measure a random page, and it is 20 centimeters. So I want to cut this at 20 centimeters. The only thing I would say about this particular one is it doesn't have the inches on it, and I think I would have liked to have had the inches on it as well. But hey, I can work with it because, you know, here in New Zealand we are supposed to actually work in centimeters, not inches. I just am a bit of a rebel and like to work in inches quite often. So there we go. There is our 20 by 7 centimeter piece of cardstock that I want to work with. We've got a little scrap there. And I'll lock the blade in place now because I'm going to now set it aside, out of the way. So I'm going to put the camera on pause so that I can remove this, readjust the camera because it's way higher than what I normally use, just to try and get as much of this in frame as possible. And then we'll get on with today's project. So I'll be back in just a quick shake. Okay, everything is how it would normally be set up now, so we're all good to go. The other thing I'd say about the new guillotine is that plastic guard that's on the blade is a magnet for cat hair. Like, it just seems to suck it out of the atmosphere. So it's covered in cat hair, and I only just set it up today, so it must have some sort of static sort of quality. Right, so I'm going with this outline of a teacup. This is a set from Stampin' Up, no, Close to My Heart, sorry, from Close to My Heart, and it's called Terrific S1703. Believe it's no longer available unless you buy it second hand, because I bought it second hand. And first off, I want to make myself a mask, a stamping mask. If you're not familiar with a stamping mask, it involves stamping your image onto a bit of paper, which I've got right here. So just going to stamp that, and I'm going to cut it out, and hopefully I don't smudge it because I don't want black fingers, but really I should wait a little bit, but I haven't got time to wait. So I'm filming this Thursday. My hubby's at work today, but he's not at work tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get some recording ahead done for next week for over New Year's, but I'm not so sure that I'm going to manage it because it's already 10 to 2 in the afternoon. I set out to record this video at 10:30 this morning. And then Kelly, if you're familiar with my videos, you'll know I've talked about Kelly quite a bit. She's one of our cats, one of our 4 cats who doesn't spend a lot of time at home. She was in all night and then left as soon as she'd eaten breakfast. Well, 10:30 this morning she came back home and wanted nothing but cuddles. And so, you know, I can't refuse her because she doesn't spend a lot of time at home. So I spent all morning from 10:30 till lunchtime with her in my arms, which is another reason that the guillotine is covered in fur, because I am covered in fur. You know, it's summer and cats are molting like crazy. Poor cats, I don't think they know whether they're coming or going, because we had 2 days of summer where it was like 30 degrees. And now we're so cold. I want to light the fire, but I'm resisting because it's like summer, you know. But it is cold and my nose is dripping and the electric blankets are on at night and it's just cold. So that's why Kelly came back home, because it's cold. And it's not that nice out there. It's very windy. It's raining on occasion. It's not summer-like at all. So, yes. So instead of recording this video at 10:30 this morning, I am doing so at 10 to 2. But that's all good. Okay, so I've made a mask of the image. And what I want to do is, this is going to be a belly band for the journal. And I want to create a stack of teacups. So to do so, I'm going to do it all in black, because I think that's just going to be easier to work with as well. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I don't know how many I'm going to fit in here, so hopefully it's going to kind of work out that we're not going to have any weird sort of gaps or spaces or strange bits happening at the top. Now I'm going to, again, I should wait till this is dry, because I risk making it messy. The ink should dry fairly quickly, so I'm going to line that up on top of my stamped image. Oops, I just stamped on my mat. Let me just clean that off before I spread it everywhere, because it's not porous like the cardstock is, so it will take longer to dry on the mat. And let's stamp over top of that. Just want to try and make it sort of a bit fun, backwards and forwards if you like. So when I take the mask away, we've got a clean image underneath, so we haven't made a funny line through our image. So I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to put this on top of that one we just did. Whoops, and I just smeared the ink a little bit. It's all good. If I end up with any weird splodges, I'll just have to put something over top. And then just another one on a slightly different angle. Oh, I'm really liking it so far. Just hope I don't make a complete and utter mess of this while I'm doing this. It would be very, very easy to make a mess. Also very easy technique to do. If you haven't tried this, I thoroughly recommend just any stamp, whatever stamp you like, that you'd like to create a composition of multiple versions of that one image. And just give it a go. I recommend something that's not too complicated to cut out, and something that's less complicated to cut out and not too detailed, I think gives a better result, because it doesn't become too messy, too busy, I guess is a better word. So you see how that's shaping up? Now we've probably only got room for one more at the top. And then we're going to have a gap, so I'm going to have to think about what to do with the gap. You could work out whether it's going to fit and sort of compose it so that it fills the space entirely. I just wasn't going to worry about it. maybe we'll just do this on a bigger angle, like that. So we've got this fun sort of stack of teacups, which is really fun. So I don't want to put like just a part of a teacup there or bring it down too far, like a lot deeper into the one below than the rest of them. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So how am I going to deal with that? Don't think I want to do another one, because I think a partial one will just look a bit weird and like it was unplanned, and it was unplanned, but I don't want everybody to know that. Just you and I, friends, just you and I will know that we were just winging it and hoping it would work out, and it will. It just requires a bit of extra thought on how we're going to deal with this gap at the top. So put my stamp away now I've cleaned it, because I've got words as part of the set, so we could go with words. Your love is like a cup of tea won't quite fit. None of these will fit. And that's the other half of the saying, so it wouldn't make sense if I just put these words on. Even though they fit beautifully, it doesn't make sense. Wonder. Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll use this tea bag, little tea bag with a heart on it. So put my template in place on the top teacup. And we'll put this little tea bag in there. Oops. Without moving the template, hopefully. Just there will be fine. So we've got the tea bag just disappearing into the cup, and then there's a little string for the tea bag, so we'll do the string as well. And I don't mind if the string goes off the top. I think that will be fine and will make more sense than a teacup disappearing off the top. So a little curly string, and I'm just going to put a bit of paper underneath so I'm not stamping onto my mat. And there we go, we've got our little string into the top of the tea bag. How cute is that? Awesome. I'm really happy. I've got a smudge here, I see. Not happy about the smudge, but we'll just have to get creative. Little mistakes or issues are just a way to encourage you to be even more creative, don't you think? Just an excuse to do something, take it even further than what you were intending. Okay, now some of these things are designed to fit inside the teacup, so I'm thinking, do I want to do anything like these flowers maybe inside a teacup? Why not? That would be quite cute, wouldn't it? Yeah, cute. And I see the problem is I've actually got ink on the side of my thumb. It's probably how I ended up with that little splodge, which you may not even be able to see on camera, but I can certainly see it. I need a new baby wipe. That one is filthy. So let's turn the flower around and do a different position for it so that they're not all the same. Oh, that's cute. I'm really liking this. do I want to use, we could use words in the middle one and then do flowers in the bottom too. So let's do the flowers in the bottom too. And then look at whether we want to do words in that middle one. That's going to be the flowers. So how is everyone today? Hope you're having a good week. This will go up on Friday, so it's the end of the week. Are you on holiday or have you had to work? I could have chosen to just not do videos during this period, but I enjoy doing videos for everybody, so it's like, why not? So I could put "You're my cup of tea" in there, or "You are terrific." Maybe "You are terrific" would be a better, suitable, you know, for anybody who buys the journal. Might be a better saying, bit of a play on words, which I quite enjoy. And let's just put that in the middle. I like how these are designed to go together, so you can put some words in the middle of the teacup. And speaking of tea, just taking a sip of my cup of tea. Right, so we've got our wee template here. We can either discard it, or what I like to do is, once I've made a template, a mask, rather than go to the effort of making another one, I just keep it in the packet with the stamps. So I don't think we need those stamps out anymore. Let's just pop them away in their packet while that ink has a chance to dry. I think, why do another mask if we don't have to? So that will just stay in there with the packet, with the stamps. And I'm so inky, like, I don't know how I got so inky. Oh, I didn't put that stamp away. That was silly. Let me just grab out a fresh wipe, because that one has done its dash, I believe. And take care of these black fingers before I make too much of a mess, because I don't want to ruin this. I'm quite happy with how it looks at the moment. Right, I'll just clean this one off and then I'll just set it aside. I'll put it away when I finish videoing, just so I'm not taking up too much time. But I do want to clean it, because otherwise it won't clean up the same. Yep, that's good. Right, now from here we need it to dry. To make sure it's dry, we have one black smear that needs dealing with, which I'm not sure how I will deal with it yet, but we'll work out something. So I'm thinking alcohol markers. And this is to go in my Lavender Tea journal. So I want to pick out some colours that will work. This is a pink, but that might be nice, like for the flowers or something. These are Montmartre alcohol markers, and that is 138 light pink. This one is 75 dark blue light, which I think is a nonsense name. Like, what does that even mean when it is actually purple instead of dark blue light? It's either dark blue or it's light blue. It's not dark blue light, surely, but it's not even blue, it's purple. Anyway, rant over. Just trying to, oh, greens. We might need some greens for the leaves. So I'll grab out my greens as well. quite a few greens. We have this one called Raw Silk, which is a very pale, I want to say yellow, but it's almost got a fleshy tinge to it. So there's a couple of purples, and I want to just check this one here, which is cobalt blue. Might be nice as a bit of contrast. I'll keep it out just in case. This one is 81 Deep Violet, so that's probably going to do the contrast because it's sort of similar depth. This one is Light Violet, number 82, and they do dry lighter than when you first put them on once the alcohol evaporates. Just want to check this one out as well, Blue Grey. No, too blue. And then I've got a yellow here, and this called Pastel Peach, so it's quite often use that for a skin tone. Right, and a colourless one just in case. Okay, I'm going to go with that for now. I think I'll put the cobalt blue back because, yeah, I don't think I'll need it because I can use this darker purple. Right, maybe I need a brown and a red because we've got a heart there. So let's do some colouring. I hope you're up for some colouring. What colour do I want to do? Teacups. We could actually do those blue. We could do those in that blue grey. Yeah, why not? So I've got a dilemma here. This outline was done last, but the flower was done first. And this flower was done last and the outline was done first. So 6s and 7s, which one I do? Let's just take this one. I'm not going to colour the whole thing on camera. I think you would get thoroughly bored by that. But I thought you might want to see my process in colouring, or you know how you might be able to extend what you're doing in your journals. If you love colouring, this is a good way to include colouring in your journals. If you just want some downtime in front of TV doing some colouring, but you still want to be working towards having a completed journal, then this might be just the ticket for you. And if you don't want to stamp images, or you haven't got stamps to use, then use a colouring page out of a book that you don't mind tearing a page out of. Just grab a page, colour it up, and then cut it to size, and there you go. You have multiple pieces of ephemera out of one coloured page. So I'm not going to worry about any blending or that sort of thing. I just want quite simple and easy, but pretty. So this colour that I had rejected is actually going to turn out to be used quite a bit on this. So you get expensive alcohol markers like the Copics that blend really nicely and a lot more easily than the cheaper ones. Like these ones are only $3 each, which for me is affordable, whereas like the Copics are $8 to $13 each. And if you want to do blending, then you need, you know, the colours that all blend together. So you're looking at quite a big outlay before you can actually blend them. These ones are blendable, but just a different technique. But like I said, I'm not going to worry about that today. I just want to add some colour. And the thing I like about alcohol markers is you can go over and over, but it's not going to get darker. it'll initially look darker because it's wet, but it will dry and it will be seamless. So if you end up with streaks, you just need to go over it again and you'll end up without the streaks. So if you've used alcohol markers and think, oh, but I just get streaks all over the place, you just need to go over it again and it will take them out and it will dry to the same depth of colour. And that's something I only learnt recently. And I've only had alcohol markers for a reasonably short time. Now, how do I want to handle the saucer? Maybe do the same colour on the outside of the saucer. It's got 3 sections on the saucer. So like you use normal felt tips and you get streaking and stuff. That's why alcohol markers are better, because you don't get streaks. You can avoid them. Well, not avoid them, but they won't stay if you go over and get all those lighter areas. They will end up blending in. So I think that and the base of the teacup, and do a different colour in there. And the handle, do I want to do the handle the same as that or same as the teacup? So many decisions. I could actually do all the teacups different colours too, would be another way, but I'm thinking I want to go simple because I can do different colours on the flowers instead. I could even do different colours on the bands of the saucer. Might be a way to go too. I could match that band to the flower. That's an idea. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the camera again. I'm going to go ahead and colour in the teacups and then bring you back and we'll do a flower together. How does that sound? I hope that sounds good. So I'll be back just in the blink of your eye. Okay, as you can see now, I have coloured in all the teacups in that blue-grey. I found another purple marker. This is a different brand one, but I am positive that it's made by the same people. Just this is Kent brand. The other difference is this has a brush tip instead of a bullet tip, and then the same chisel tip as my Montmartre ones. Now I do like the brush. The brush is pretty cool, but these ones are sold dearer than the Montmartre ones, and I'm pretty sure that they are from the same manufacturer, just different brands on them. Yeah, that's what I suspect anyway. And why pay more if you don't have to? Apart from the brush I think is worth a bit more. Right, so from here I thought I'd colour the tea bag. I'd just give that a little bit to dry. The alcohol marker itself should be dry, but just you know, to make sure the stamping is dry and things, we'll do the tea bag. And I'm thinking either the peach or the raw silk. So I'm going to do a little tester here. Always like to do a tester to make sure it's the colour that I want. So that's the raw silk, which I use quite a bit of in various ways. And this is the pastel peach, which again, oh come on, here we go, I use quite a bit. So I think the raw silk is just more tea baggy sort of style to me. There's cat fur everywhere. I thought it was a pencil line or a scratch or something, but no, it was just cat hair, fortunately. It's everywhere. Right, so let's just colour in the tea bag. Really happy so far with the teacups. Might do something else in that border of the tea bag. Maybe I'll do the pastel peach in there. Here we go, quite quick and easy. Let's go pastel peach, just because I feel like it partners well with the raw silk. Just kind of a darker version of it in some respects. There we go. Now the heart, what colour do I want to do the heart? I think I want to stand out a bit more than doing it in the pastel peach, which I was considering. So I'm going to go with light pink, which is this one. First one I think I swatched was that one there. It's a pretty colour, very pretty. Here we go. Right, now to the flowers. I'm going to do a yellow centre for all the flowers, and I'm going to use this lemon yellow, I do believe. And I'm just going to do them all. And I'm kind of dotting it in so that I don't smear the ink. This is a water-based ink and these are alcohol markers, so there is a little bit of smudging that happens of the ink. You can see it in some of these ones down the bottom where I just kind of was not as careful going around the stems of the leaves, and it has affected the ink a little bit, but not bad. I'm still quite happy. Just a little bit more, less crisp I guess than the likes of the ones at the top there where I was a little more careful. So I'm adapting this sort of dotty approach because of all the little dots inside the centre of the flower. There we go. Centre's done. I haven't worked out what green I want to do. Do I want a dark green or a light green for the leaves? This one's quite cool, vivid green. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, let's go this one. So I want the green to show. Definitely want it to show. Just focusing on the little details at the moment. Because they're nice and quick. Gosh, it's windy outside. It's quite noisy down the chimney. I don't know if it's noisy enough for you to hear, but it's definitely quite breezy out there. I don't think I'll be going for a bike ride tonight because it sounds very, very difficult to bike in. And it's a cold wind, it's not a warm wind. Right, so now we come to the flowers themselves, and we also need to do the rings on the saucers. So we have 3 purples. Yes, no, 4 different purples. And this is for a lavender journal, so I definitely want to go purple. I don't think I want to, like I could do orange, pink, red, blah, blah, blah. But I want purple because it is a purple journal. So I guess we'll just pick one and go with it. Oh, indecision. Right, I'm just going in. Pick up a colour and do it. So this is the dark blue light. It just makes no sense to me. Nonsensical name. If it's not dark blue or light blue, then how about going mid blue? Or how about calling it purple because it's not actually blue at all, or a blue purple even, like blue shade of purple. They could call it something along those lines, but it's not blue, people. It's not. It really isn't. The other reason I think that the 2 different brands are from the same manufacturer is that they have the same names and numbers. Probably not all of them exactly the same names and numbers, but Cosmos number 7. Number 7 Cosmos is the same in both brands. Same number, same name, same colour. So, yeah. I do believe they're from the same manufacturer. Okay, now I want to do, let's do the deep violet in the centre. I hope to get 4 different combinations for the 4 teacups. That's what I'm hoping. So that one, and maybe we'll do the outside petals down here. So I don't know if you want to watch me colour all these flowers or not. I was thinking I'd just do one and then pause the camera again, but I'm just kind of caught up in the moment, I guess. So hopefully it's not super boring for you guys. You can always fast forward, pop me on, you know, speed it up if you so desire. If you don't want to listen to my prattle. Hey, I'm just feeling super chill at this time of the year. Like, you know, I'm just in my groove doing my thing. You come join me or not. I hope you do join me though. I love having your company. Okay, let's do this one in the middle. Oh, there's not a lot of difference, but there is a difference. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but it's definitely a different shade. It's just a lot more subtle in difference than the top 2. Right, so I think I'll do the, do I want to do the inside colour in the saucer or the outside colour in the saucer? Because I need to do that so I don't lose track of which one I've used. And then I've got this one in the middle which doesn't have any purple on yet. I think I want to do the outside. So that'll become the main colour for that teacup, is whatever I put on the big petals and the rim on the saucer. So that one, and then the deep violet was this one down here. So I've got 4 purples, so it should work. I'm hoping. Oops, I just made a mess of that one. Let's just clean that off. Right, so this one is the light violet, which I did in the middle there. So let's do that on the outside here. And the other purple I've got is the brush tip one, so we'll use that one on the bottom one, and maybe on the middle of this one, maybe. Right, in the saucer. Right, so here with the brush tip, which, because it bends a little bit, you have to be a bit lighter with the touch so that I don't end up with a big splodge on these fine areas. There we go, and let's do this flower down here. I'm still thinking about the black smear of ink I've got and how to deal with that. Got a couple of ideas. I would like to use like little faux gems, but I don't want to make it something that's bumpy to write on top of when somebody's writing in the journal. So I've discounted that as an option. So I'm thinking about other options. Very juicy markers, which I quite enjoy. Lots of ink, good flow. Right, and I think I'll go back to the light one for the center of this. Now, nonsensical named one. So what are you up to for New Year's? I haven't asked that question actually. What are your plans? Do you stay up? Do you go to bed as normal? That's us. We typically will go to bed just as normal and wake up the next day and it's a new year. It's like, yep, okay. Right, now I do have to think about what we're going to do on this one. If I had another purple, it would be perfect. But I don't. Do we want to do the cobalt blue? Yeah, let's just do cobalt blue. Why not? Because it's different to the rest. So we'll just do cobalt blue. So yeah, what are your plans for New Year? Anything special or exciting? Do you have a tradition around New Year? Something you do all the time, a party you go to, or something that you do with your loved ones? Do you go away on holiday at New Year? Let me know. We go to bed normally. Sometimes we happen to be awake. We might get up and go for a walk or something just because we happen to be awake anyway, but usually we're not. When we were growing up, my family always spent the day with my aunt and her family, and had a big, like, almost second Christmas. It was like huge big meal and everything, but that hasn't happened for decades, and my aunt passed away about 12 years ago, I think. So definitely not going to happen again. So yeah, New Year's Day just is really low-key now for us, as is New Year's Eve. Okay, so I've got this black ink mark. What am I going to do? How are we going on time? Oh, we've used up a bit of time, haven't we? I am thinking just something super simple, like grabbing one of these markers. Maybe this light, is that going to be dark enough to cover it? Well, I'm just going to risk making a mess and it making no sense. And I'm just going to doodle some circles here and there. Of different sizes. And also fill up some of the gaps. I think that looks alright. What do you think? Am I making it better or worse? Or neither? It's just okay. Neither better nor worse. Because sometimes things are not better or worse. They're just a different version. Just making sure I do some little dots as well. Don't want to do too many. Don't want to go overboard, but I think that's actually rather cute. And we've covered our black mark, so you can, if you look closely, you can see a little bit peeking out, but you would have to look closely, and I'm fine with that. I think that looks pretty good. I do see a bit here where I didn't get full coverage, so I'm just going to go in and go over that, and when it dries it'll blend in and it will now be seamless. benefits of alcohol markers, I tell you. Okay, that is our little belly band. I don't know what page it's going to go on, but here's the journal, which I haven't actually shown you since I did the cover. So this is using a padded mailer that I've made the cover. Let me just fold it out and show you. Oops. So this is the patchwork cover, all stitched up, sewn around. I've got book corners on it, and then I've sewn in the signature. I've got a little handmade envelope in the middle out of a 6x6 piece of paper. Got all my fussy cuts ready there to go. This is a kit called Lavender Tea from Creating With Jovi. At the same time as I made the cover, I made a little cluster. Just use that somewhere in the journal. And then we've got all our pages, which I think I went through on camera, I believe. We've got a little side flip here. I've prepared it as a pocket, but I'm not sure which way I'll go with it yet. Doily, just do a wee flip through here. Love this typewriter, I think it's so cool. The calendar page, so I need to do something on the back of the calendar because that's upside down. The image is the right way up and the numbers are upside down, so I need to cover the back of that somehow. Bit of Spanish book page. Ladies having tea. Just a quick flip through. There's the envelope in the middle with this lovely image of the ladies having tea out on the lawn. And then somewhere in here, we're getting to it. Oh, yep, I can see it coming up as a fabric flip that I made at the same time as I did the cover. So there's the other half of the calendar page I need to deal with. Here's the fabric flip. So I want to cover up these dates as well. It's the fabric flip already glued in. The other half of the doily. Yeah, so not sure where I want to put this. Could go anywhere, literally anywhere. We've got fabric flip in the second half of the signature, so maybe we want to put this in the first part. Could put it somewhere like that. Do I like it there? I'm just looking at the colours. I think I actually like it there. It dresses up that page a bit, doesn't it? Okay. Do I want to ink around? Yes, I want to distress around it. Let's just distress around it and ink it up and glue it in, because why not? And then it will be done. And I'm not worried about this being white in the background. I think it's beautiful and perfectly fine being white. I could ink this with purple, but I am going with Vintage Photo because I still like to bring in some of that vintage quality and earthiness. Vintage Photo does give an earthiness to it, so just want to bring in some of that as well. So this won't take long, and then we'll call it a video for the day, which should have been done a lot earlier in the day than it was. And you see the alcohol markers on the back there. Right, let's put some glue on. I am really happy with how it turned out. I think it's super fun. Don't say my glue is clogged again. Oh, I think I managed to actually pull out the clog with my fingers. Here's hoping. Yep, all good to go. Put it on straightish. I think that looks pretty good. Hold it down for a second. And I think that fits perfectly with the theme of both the colour and the tea. So Lavender Tea is the name of the kit from Creating With Jovi. The links will be down in the description box, and I think that just works in perfectly with both the lavender and the tea. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed getting a look at my new beast of a guillotine. So exciting. Thank you to my husband and to my beautiful friend and her husband for buying that for me for Christmas. I'm super, super blessed. Very, very spoiled. And yeah, what more can I say? Nothing really. That's it. Okay, guys, take care. Have a brilliant new year. Whatever you spend it doing, it doesn't need to be a huge big deal. But if it is, awesome. If it's not, just do you. Be safe, be happy, love to you all, and I will see you in 2024. Oh my gosh, how weird is that? Okay guys, bye for now.